Okay, so I think we can get started, and as and when people keep joining, so they'll be sharing their questions on the chat window, so we can use that. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop on ServiceNow. A quick introduction about our company, Skillemme. Skillemme is a learning and development partner that works with organizations to design and deliver engaging practical training experiences. We focus on building both technical and professional skills that help individuals perform better in their roles and adapt to changing business needs. So today's session on ServiceNow is part of our effort to bring relevant industry focus learning to professionals like you all. A quick introduction about facilitator for today's session, Mr. Amit. Mr. Amit comes with an 18 years of experience in IT, handling various roles from system admin to project management and global lead and ITSM SME. So he has vast experience in data center operations, platform, middleware, ITSM, and project management. So he is here to share the path of ServiceNow specifically in the ITSM area in today's session. So welcome to you, Mr. Amit, and you can take it over from here.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. Good day. Aren't we all excited? It's Friday, right? Just one day to go for the weekend, right? I believe you guys are as excited as I am, right? Um, Talking about my experience, yes, I have spent some time here in the industry, and I think the experience that I gained, the production experience, and handling the projects, I am. I think I'm a good person to share my experience with ServiceNow and how I can get you started with your journey with ServiceNow, right? So, not sure how familiar you are with, or if you're already using ServiceNow in some capacity. I haven't seen any of the accounts that I worked with who did not have ServiceNow in place, right? Um, I'll start sharing my screen, right? So that, while I give the information about it, you also get to see some visuals, and, that would be um, more informative. So with that, let me share the screen. So, based on what experience level you come from, either you're in IT or you're not in IT, or you're looking forward to get an IT, ServiceNow can be a good start, right? So, ServiceNow, as you see, if I just go with the name of the company, you see that it is catering to some services, right? So, talking about ServiceNow, it started off as an ITSM. Now, what ITSM is, right? ITSM is your Information Technology Service Management, right? So, people who are into IT, you would you would be familiar with this term, and if you're not, I'll give you in layman terms, I'll describe what ITSM is. Okay, so let's say you work for an organization, you work in IT, right? You have different departments in your organization, and what fuels IT, right? So these are different gadgets that you use. You have servers, you have laptops, you have internet, you have routers. But if I talk about IT, it is a combination of all these devices put to use for getting some meaningful product out of it or services out of it, right? So let's say you have a laptop, right? You can use this laptop to work as an HR specialist, right? You can use to create different emails, different documents, and the same laptop, if you just enhance some configuration inside, right? You can use it for developing certain applications. You can use it for developing some multimedia, right? So same tool can be used in different ways, right? Now these gadgets, right? These equipment, your laptop, um, they may face some wear and tear, right? Sometimes, you might face some issue with the operating system. You might face some issue with the computer is going hot, right? It's freezing sometimes, right? It will just freeze like, nothing will move. And what happens is if you get into any issues with your laptop, right? What do? You contact an IT team, right? So you might have an IT team in your office. You might even personally know them if this is a smaller organization, right? Now, talking about the case these days, when you have companies who have offices in different countries, right, which is completely global multinational companies, right? You have people operating out of North America, then you have their offshore team, onshore team, right? The offshore team stays in India, onshore is in the US, right? You have your colleagues who might be going there for their projects, and then you might be having colleague who would be supporting the operations from here, right? Now, when you have many and many and many of these employees in the company, right, and you have to cater to their IT needs, right? It could be right from fulfillment, right? You know, you have a new employee who's joined the company, right? You have to provide them the equipment, you have to provide them the access to tools, which will make them productive for the organization, right? Now, team, I will do a quick check with the communication, right, in case you think that there's some issue with, with the sound, or the voice is coming jittery, or there's some internet lags. Please feel free to put it in the chat. This way, I would know that we are all on the same page, right? And yeah, please use the chat extensively. If you have any questions, please use it, right? Use the chat and put it over there. I will be looking at it periodically. Okay. Awesome. So we were talking about a scenario where, let's say, your laptop goes bad and then you have to get it fixed. Who do you call? Either you email the IT team, or you have a phone number to call the IT people, or you raise a ticket, right? So back in the days when things were all still on Excel, or they were still on sticky keys, sticky notes, right? So what people used to do is people, and then you do not have like huge huge workforce, right? So in your office, you would just go and talk. You knock the door of the IT team, and they'll say, "Okay, laptop is malfunctioning." They'll take it, they'll fix it, they'll give you a time, and then they'll give it back to you, right? What happens when there are thousands of people in the company? They report some issue, right? In that case, you things go at a larger scale, right? You will have bigger departments. You'll have large teams, right, supporting it, and some of these teams could be not geographically at your place, right? There could be teams which is, let's say, the operating system team that takes care of like the Windows issues, application issues. It could be somewhere in Poland, or you have your hardware team which is local, right? Then you have the equipment. They are coming from a different vendor, right? So you have different teams working together to get this thing started out, right? Now, if you maintain everything on an Excel, if you maintain everything on a notepad or on a sticky pad, there are chances of human error. There are chances that if the sticky part of that sticky note is not good, nicely glued, right? It will just peel off. It will just go. It will get mixed with the other lot of papers that you have on your desk, right? So ServiceNow aims at automating a lot of different processes that you have in IT, right? And also how they can automate the workflow so that things are systematic. You have quicker turnaround time for getting resolution to your IT issues, and at the same time, um, it's all on a single record, right? It's on like um, a single source of truth, right? All the information comes from one source, right? Anybody can access it. I submit a ticket, I can track it. The person who's working on it can track it, and if there are different people, different teams working on that issue, they can track it on the real time, right? That speeds up the process, removes any human errors there, right? Now, as we move forward, the best place that you can research about a company is by going to their site, right? So what you see on the screen is the ServiceNow.com site, which started off, I think, back in 2004. They started let me just confirm that. Um, so that I will be presenting some information as well on the screen. However, yep. So ServiceNow, it's headquartered in Santa Clara, California, and it was founded in 2003. It's been in business. It's been in tremendous business. I mean, ServiceNow, even I'll share you an example, right? So what happened was during the COVID era, everybody was supposed to be locked at home. So but IT was still working, right? All these IT companies were still working, and work did not stop, right? Everybody was there back at home, working from home, and this required all these equipment, the entire networks. I mean, see, you're working from your home, you need to have a VPN, right? You need to have all those required infrastructure so that you can work at home, right? Exactly like you were working at office, right? The business continuity should have maintained, right? And that was something which I think during the COVID era, ServiceNow made uh, 1 million customers with a 1 million mark of business from each companies. I mean, I think it was more than 1 million, right? So the growth has been tremendous for this company. The future aspect of this company is great. And when you look at the products of the company, right, they started off with ITSM. Now they're into a lot of different fields. You see, they're into, and yes, AI. I mean, this. So each year they have a big event in Las Vegas. This year's event's focus was on AI. ServiceNow has been automating the workflows and providing a lot of automation in their tool from ages, and they have, I mean, they have got AI onboarded with their software, with the products, uh, with arms like wide open. I mean, they're both generative AI and agentic AI and different ways. I mean, they've got the entire platform on AI. So we'll come to that, right? We'll first start with how what ServiceNow does, what different products it is in, and our focus is going to be on the IT service management and how this new wave of AI, how it has made things lot efficient with ServiceNow, right? So far, do we have any questions? Or shall we just continue with the pace? I hope I'm understandable. The pace is good, and in case you want me to slow down, feel free. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. I think I don't have anything in the chat, so we'll continue with it. Right. So you see, what started off as different, I mean, as an ITSM product is now into customer service management, HR service delivery, IT asset management, security operations, field service management, integration hub, right? Strategic portfolio management. So they are they have a CRM capability. They're into governance, risk, and compliance as well. They are into app development as well. So ServiceNow, though it is more of a SaaS tool, you don't need to have any upfront um, hardware or IT infrastructure that you need to spin up in your data center. You just need to have your a browser, and then you can get started with it. You can start using the out of the box functionality from ServiceNow. So it's a SaaS. However, ServiceNow uh, has termed it as an application platform as a service, right? Too much talking. Let's go ahead and let's see what ServiceNow offers. I'm going to play a good video here for ITSM. Let's see what do we have in here. Okay. So let's start exploring ITSM. Okay, I will unshare and then I'll reshare just to make sure that I have the audio on so that you can also hear the audio with the screen share. Okay, so reshare and I'll share the audio. Okay, and after this, we'll share. I think I'm good. If you can see the screen, give me a thumbs up, and also if you can hear the audio.
Siloed tools, manual processes, and disconnect.
Okay, so let me know if you can hear the audio.
Connected
Yes,
data
we can.
have
Yes.
Awesome. So let's play it.
made your IT service unmanageable. It's time to put AI to work for IT with ServiceNow, the market leader in IT service management. With ServiceNow ITSM, you can deliver IT services that work for your business. Built on the ServiceNow AI platform, ServiceNow ITSM unites AI, data, and workflows across your IT services. The result? A faster, smarter, and resilient service experience. Modernize your IT with AI agents that automate tasks, reduce costs, and unleash productivity. Your team can manage incidents faster, handle changes smoothly, and resolve problems efficiently. Use Service Operations Workspace to easily track, manage, and collaborate on incidents in one workspace. Ensure the right team gets assigned to the right incident with incident routing orchestrated by machine learning, and accelerate incident resolution with built-in AI agents, harnessing the power of Gen AI for automated incident summaries, change management, and knowledge article generation. Boost employee productivity with AI. Empower employees with always-on self-service. Give them access to info anytime with a consumer-grade AI search that gives them answers, not search results. They can submit requests through a single portal or get self-service help from out-of-the-box AI agents built in the ServiceNow platform and integrated into third-party communication tools. And real-time notifications through the Now mobile app keep them engaged and informed on the go. With ServiceNow ITSM, you're not just managing IT services, you're revolutionizing them. Resolve incidents faster, boost productivity, and deliver exceptional experiences, all on the AI platform for business transformation. Now that's putting AI to work for IT with ServiceNow. To learn more, visit servicenow.com/ITSM.
I hope that gave some insight about what exactly ServiceNow does in the ITSM offering, right? So what we'll do is we will get to understand what are the different processes, and also I will share with you how you can get started with your learning on ServiceNow, right? So let me know if there are any questions. I'll stop. Okay, I will just start with a presentation that I have for ITSM. See if I can get the chat. All right, so no questions. So we'll just go ahead with the presentation. So this will be like a little introduction about what exactly ITSM is, what are the different processes, and then I'll let you know how you can get your instance of ServiceNow that you can practice, right? ServiceNow is very generous in providing those practice instances, right? So that, you can log in with your, you can fill up a form with your email and your details, and then there's no credit card involved, right? So you don't even, nothing is going out of your pocket except your time, right? So all you need is some spare time that you can go and then explore ServiceNow. If you're already working with ServiceNow into some product of ServiceNow, you will be familiar with the interface, right? So it will be kind of refresher for you, but in case if you're new, this is going to be really important, right? So we'll just get started with understanding what are these different processes in an organization and how ServiceNow facilitates these processes, using these processes in their tool, okay? So as per Forbes, ServiceNow is making the world of work better for people. The cloud-based platform and solutions deliver digital workflows that create great experiences and unlock productivity for employees and the enterprises, right? One of the example can be that, let's say I was quoting an example of a new employee who joins the company, right? This new employee would need a particular place, a desk where he will keep his laptop, right? He would need a laptop to work on, and then he would need access to a printer, right? So he should have access to those online tools, intranet tools that you have in the organization. Then he should also have like digital access to wherever he has to go based on his work. So there could be a lot of different things that come with onboarding a new employee, right? If I were to automate the fulfillment process of getting in the laptop, it could be that either his manager raises a request, or there could be a team, like right from the HR team. The HR team selects an employee and then sends the detail that you're going to be joining this particular team. You would be needing you're part of sales or you're part of development, right? Based on that, you will get your laptop, and then you should have access to the resources of the team, right? So um, what can happen is one ticket can be raised, right? And this ticket can go to different teams, and they can finish their task, and they can all be linked to the main ticket, right? Now, it all feels scattered, if I'm giving you that information. How about I show it to you, right? So let me show you an example of this example in ServiceNow, okay? So what you see in front of you is a personal developer instance of ServiceNow, right? I'm logged in as a system administrator, right? So if you go towards the right hand side, I mean, it's clean, neat, slim user interface. It's actually called Next Experience Guided and Guided Unified Interface, right? And before this, I mean, they had different theme. As technology is advancing, ServiceNow is very quick with adopting even their user interface, and the user experience that you get keeps updating. I mean, in 1 year they would do 2 releases, right? Their latest release is in Zurich, right? People are still working on adopting Yokohama, and guess what, Zurich is also on the corner, right? So ServiceNow keeps enhancing the user experience as well as the functionality. This is one company that would do 2 different releases in a year, right? So like other, I mean, if you relate it with other tools, other softwares, I mean, you'll see that it's not cluttered with a lot of things. You, on the top right, you have your user profile, right? Currently, I'm logged in as system administrator. System administrator, you can call him as the super user. I mean, they are the Superman for ServiceNow. They can access anything, customize anything, right? They have access, and if they do not have access, they can also elevate their role and do some security, be a security admin, and do security related changes, right? So, and then you have impersonate user. They can even impersonate as a different user, right? In the company, in an organization, not everybody gets similar kind of access, right? You would have an HR person who's more direct in contact with the employees, and who has access to their information. Guess if your colleague also has, I mean, you both work as developers, right? If you get access to the HR role, you can see, how much is, uh, what is the growth plan for him? What is his manager thinking about, promoting him, or what is his bonus? You get all those details, and then you start comparing. Hey, I'm doing the same work. Why I'm not getting paid that much, right? That gives rise to a lot of conflicts, right? If everybody has similar access, it's just going to create a lot of mess. So there are different roles based on which different people will have different kind of access to ServiceNow, right? And just like user access management here that you might have for different, using different other tools, right? With ServiceNow also, it's pretty simple to use. Okay. Now, when you use ServiceNow ITSM, you can use it in 2 capacities. You will either be an end user, or you would want to explore it as an administrator, right? We help you with both the journey, right? In case you want to learn about being an administrator, certify your administration exam, we help you with that, right? I have used this tool in both the capacity. I started off as an end user, and then um, I upskilled myself with learning the entire software better, learning ServiceNow better, and certifying it, and also learning it to the capacity where I could handle different projects about implementing ServiceNow, right? So, and ServiceNow gives you all that is needed, right? You want to practice? Okay, we'll give you an instance. You want to see introductory product documentation? It is simple, right? So let me just take you to the product documentation. So if I do docs.servicenow.com, It gives me the entire documentation. It's a rich documentation with ServiceNow about each of the product, right? How you have to work with it. So let's say if I'm not logged in, let me just log into this. And meanwhile, I'll just go ahead and put this in the chat here so that it is accessible to everyone. All these links that I'm talking about, I am going to be putting it in the chat. Chat is here, so ServiceNow documentation, and I was also servicenow.com is the site. And right, so let us see. We okay, it's pulling the information about the documentation, right? So here, if I go to, let's say, ITSM, so I get to choose which version. So ServiceNow names their releases, their names their versions with the name of the city, right? I have a quick link for ITSM, so instead of like typing in there, I'll directly go over here. Now, one thing that you find here is that they've also embedded AI into this as well, right? So in case you want to get a summary of what is here, there's also an AI button somewhere. Okay, so I think it's opened in the Zurich. I will go to the Yokohama, which is like just a version back. Okay, so you see all the information about ITSM, what how exactly the user experience is. Now, if you want to, and these are some more information about it, what all different things you find in ITSM, right? What is a service desk? What is incident management? What is IT support? What is ticketing system? ITIL, ITSM, IT. So it gives you kind of organized way of looking at the information that you would seek for understanding ITSM, right? I have prepared them all in like small slides, so I think that would give you a good insight. But considering that we have only 30 more minutes, I would want to provide you the information about how can you start your journey with ITSM, right? So I was going to show you an example of how, let's say, if I am a new employee or I need something, right? So if you understand ITIL, right? ITIL is the basic concepts behind ITSM, right? ITIL has different processes, right? It's IT infrastructure library, right? And it has different processes that provides guidelines how that particular operation should happen, right? So let's say if you have a broken laptop and you have to get it fixed, it follows a particular process called incident management, right? Incident is anything for which you require some break fix, um, a remediation, resolution, or fix of the particular IT. I mean, when there's a disruption to IT services or operations, you might want to highlight that. You might want to contact a service desk, and they would create an incident. Incident is actually a ticket, right? If I were to look at any incidents within ServiceNow, I can go to my filter navigator. So if you look at this at the top, you have your banner. Banner has different icons on it. You have the content frame here, and then you have the application navigator. So all the applications with ServiceNow that you have, that you're entitled to, that for which you have plugins or that you've paid for, will show up here, right? It's a floating thing here, right? So in case you want that it is fixed, you just pin it up here, right? Favorites is, if you put any favorites of the application or the pages, then history, it takes a record of at least 32 previous history events, so that, in case you have to traverse through quickly, you can just go there. Workspaces, now workspace is something wherein, it's kind of, let me show you how it is different from this. So workspace is your workspace where it provides everything on one place, right? You can raise a ticket from there. You can look at the dashboard from one place. You don't have to traverse through different places. Like, you don't have to go to the applications and look at for information. Workspace, like the Service Operations Workspace, going to provide you everything on one page. So let's see. If I go here, it provides me a list. This list could be a list of events, this list of incidents, list of changes. All right, so since it is taking time, what I'll do is I'll just open another instance. Okay, you see, this gives you a quick snapshot of all the interactions assigned to you, all the requests made, all the open request items, catalog items, incidents which are assigned to you or to your team, incidents which are open, incidents which are resolved. So let's go here, let's click on all. So you see that there's a reference number to the incidents and there's a short description. Now let's go and check a few of these, right? So let's say I'm clicking on the 9002. So the incident is my computer is not detecting the headphone device, right? This could be, this is like a normal thing. I mean, you might face this issue day in, day out. So now you can relate, right? That now if I show you how exactly we got here, right? Let me just make a copy of this so that you will give reference of the same ticket number. I'm just putting it in the chat so that if I miss it on the pages, I can pick it from there, right? So in your organization, different people will see this different ways. As I explained, I'm logged in as a ServiceNow administrator. So this is what I see, right? I see a lot of more details here. However, okay, if I go here and if I were to show you how an employee will see it, okay, their view is going to be a little different. And let's see. So let's say we have an employee. Currently, I'm logged in as system administrator, so it is going to show me like that. But I have an option of impersonation, so why not use it? Okay, so let's say I'm impersonating as a different user. Let's say I'm impersonating as AB Lincoln, right? Let's impersonate. Impersonation is like, people who are those shapeshifters, people who can, like the X-Men, they can go about changing themselves into someone else, right? Here it is like you will become someone else only based on the roles that they have, right? So at times you will need to troubleshoot what they're saying. They'll say that, I'm not able to access the reports, I'm not able to access the dashboard. So the service system administrator can log in as their login and they can see, right? Impersonation. Now, let me see if I can open this with Abraham Lincoln's login, right? So I'm logged in as Abraham Lincoln and let's see how things appear for him, right? So you see Abraham Lincoln is logged in and it comes pretty much like people are very familiar with that long bar that says how we can help you. You get similar kind of thing for Google asking you, what can I show you, right? So how can we help, right? So you can say, hey, headphone issue. This is for people who do not have basic information about what needs to be done, right? Okay, so doesn't pull out anything, right? But if I'm going back here and I traverse more, I look for more, I can request something, I can get some help, right? And there are knowledge bases, right? I can explore these. And then you have catalogs, requests, right? So what I'll do is I want to request a laptop, right? So let's go to request something. In the background, this is actually going to create a service request, right? If I talk about the different processes of ITSM, let me go back to my presentation, right? And okay, you see incident management, different processes, you have incident management. So anything that breaks, like the break fix, is handled in here. Now, if an issue keeps coming again and again, right? Multiple people are affected with it. You would want to find out what is the root cause of it, right? So that's when an incident moves on to a problem management. That's when an incident leads to a problem management ticket. Now, let's say you, okay, we'll do this with example, right? I come back from vacation and I try to log into my laptop, but the application was not opening. Guess what? The wireless internet was not working. So you call the help desk, you tell them that the wireless internet is not working, right? They would say, okay, we'll check it. Now they gave you a workaround that okay, you can plug in the Ethernet cable, right? Plug in the internet cable to it, so that for the time being you can get up and running. And then later they realized that this is the root cause was the router, let's say, got there was some hardware malfunction, right? Didn't work, or maybe it was getting some radiations from the microwave oven nearby. So it was not working. So now this would require to permanently fix it a change, right? Change in the environment, right? You might need to replace that router, or you might need to replace it in a different place, right? So that follows a change management process. It is in itself it contains different activities, right? You have knowledge management. Knowledge management again, it's like a it's one repository where you have all the knowledge articles. Let's say similar kind of issues keep coming up, and you have the support team. They can refer to the knowledge articles, and then they can give quicker resolution. They won't have to reinvent the wheel every time, right? So, there are a lot of description. Rather than going to the slides, since we have only a few minutes left, I would rather show it to you on the tool itself, so that it also creates the interest, and you be familiar, because this may be from a previous version, and ServiceNow keeps releasing the latest version. So the user interface you would find more recent, and more accommodating, right? Going back to the catalog items, right? I can order a hardware, or I can order a office supply. So in the hardware, let's say I want to order a laptop. Do we have a laptop here? I will go for a developer laptop, MacBook Pro. So just like you go for any e-shopping, you will find that it's got something kind of similar. You can, but here it's not you paying; it's the company paying. Okay, so or maybe they already have it procured. So and then if you want Adobe Acrobat, Photoshop, or if you need any additional software, let's say I need Microsoft uh, PowerPoint, Office, right? Yeah, Microsoft Office is something I need. Now you also see that there is this virtual chat option, right? So ServiceNow has an embedded virtual agent. Also, you can go about customizing this virtual agent yourself. So when you will be customizing ServiceNow as an in the admin capacity, you will know how you can go about configuring it. Okay. So anything that a modern tool should provide, ServiceNow has it. Okay. So I'll just go ahead, select it. I'll click on order now. Order for Abraham Lincoln. Any special instructions you want to give here? For now, let's just say, okay, I'm good with no instructions. I just need the laptop. What it has done is it has created a request, right? So Abraham Lincoln should be able to track this request. Now, Abraham Lincoln was expecting it on the 13th, right? However, let's say it's 14th today, I didn't get it. So he calls up the help desk and goes for tracking.
Hi, Amit. I can't hear you. Uh, so hi everyone. I think yes, yes. Just allow us some time. I think there should be some disturbance from Amit's end. So we'll try to get him back on the call.
I'm sorry, I think there was a network
Yeah.
disconnect. I'm glad that we're back. So I'll start sharing my screen again, and I'll just repeat what I was mentioning, right? So um, before I got disconnected, we were talking about, ending the impersonation, right? I tried ending it, but it took some time. So I opened another instance, and there it is. So now if I put that request number, now you see the global search is back. This is very, very uh, handy, in case you looking for any information, just put the information, and then it will show all the places where it will find a reference of that. So in you will be using this very extensively. So you see that you have requests and requested item. Now if I'm going to open this request, what we saw here is it was a request that was created. I do not see anything. I mean, there's an abstraction, right? This request, what it's gonna do, I don't know, right? I just raise a request. When I'm ordering an iPhone, or when I'm ordering anything from e-commerce, Flipkart, Amazon, right? All I get is a tracking number. I get a tracking number. I also get an order number, right? What happens in the background? How they're fetching it from the warehouse? How they're going? It's going to the logistics. It's an abstraction for me, right? I just can call this service desk, and they can assist me with it. But what they see at their end is what I'm going to show you here. When I open this request here, it will first go to an approver. It will go to Eric Schroeder, who's actually a manager, I think. And Eric Schroeder will see in his list of approvals, he'll approve it. We also see that there's a rhythm that gets created. A rhythm is requested item. Okay. Now, if I click on it, this requested item, if it is available in the inventory, if it is not, if it has to be procured, it is the work of whosoever gets assigned to this ticket, right? So now, based on this, there could be different catalog items as well. So once you get the laptop, you'll need to put some security software on it. You'll need to put Microsoft Office on it, right? So each of these different teams, let's say there is a Wintel team, operating system team, right? They will get a ticket. So we can say like install MS Office, right? And then we can submit. And now should go to a particular team, right? So which team should take it? Let's see. So we have an SC task. So what we saw was a request, which was actually service request. A service request has multiple requested items, and these requested items may have individual tasks for different teams, right? Assigned to, so we can assign it to a particular person who's responsible for installing MS Office, right? If I click on that, look up plus. Let's say Andrew Osh is the one who's going to be supporting it, right? And then I can just click on save, or I can click on update. Okay. ServiceNow is very flexible. It allows a lot of different ways to do the same thing, right? Right. So I'll just go back to the previous page. Now I also want that the antivirus software should be installed. So I'll create another task on it. I'm manually creating these tasks, but it can be automated too. Since we know that for this laptop, for developer, these all tasks should go to different teams, we can automate it, right? So what we saw so far is one process, and then once these team close their task, then the requested item gets closed, and then after the laptop is received by Abraham Lincoln, we can go about closing the request, right? So you saw an automated process wherein somebody requests something, then it goes to different departments, it goes through different approvals, and that is how you see how the entire automation takes place, right? This was one example of a service request. I showed you that there are incidents, problems, changes. So let's say if I were to see all the incidents, I go to incident. So I see the incident application here, right? I can create a new application. I can assign it to me because there could be different people working in the team, right? Why should I take all the work? Everybody should get equal share of work, right? So I go to all. These are all incidents. Now ServiceNow is so advanced that you have some context menus, right? So let's say if I am going here, I want to see all the tickets which were requested by this guy who was David Miller. I can do a right click and I can do group by color. So now I wanted to see it for David. What was his name? David Liu. He's got one incident here. But you see that, there are like 2 incidents, 4 incidents. It's all mentioned here. This guy, Fred Luddy, has 10 incidents, and I can see it like here. Now, let's say I want to see what all cases are open, what all cases are closed, or what are on hold. I do this, and I can even do a bar chart, and then it will quickly create a report for me with just one click. So you see a total of 4 in progress. You see on holds there's 1. You see closed there are 5. Now I'm going to show you something real good. Incidents, all incidents. This is more of a self-service view. So since you will be using ServiceNow on your mobile phone as well, I mean, it comes with that feature. You can have different views to it. I'll just go for the default view so that I have more of this information coming, right? Now, let us see, based on these sign 2. I want to create a visual task board, show visual task board. To get a Kanban board wherein you can see how many tickets are assigned to the respective technicians, right? Takes some time because it's taking a lot of information in the background and then creating that visual task board. In the production instance, it is way faster. It's way faster. Okay, you see these are different people who have these tickets assigned. So you see Bud Richmond has less tickets, and Beth. So these are not assigned to anyone, right? I can see, okay, I can assign one to him. It makes it easy for the supervisor. There could be certain constraints. I will say that there is some UI policy that, so there's some policy in force that I can assign it to him. But let me see if I can assign it to him. He just has to. Okay, I can assign it to him. So let's say I'm oh, this got stuck. Feels like a bandage there. Okay, doesn't happen very often. This is the first time I saw it was stuck there. So could be issue with the internet. This tool has been very smooth, works like a charm. All right, so there's some policy with this as well. So you see, if I'm a supervisor and I have to see um, who are working and who are avoiding work, I can just go about doing those assignment. Then of course there are some policies in place. So based on that, it is those constraints are avoiding it to be shared from one to another lane, right? But then you see for others, I could do it easily. If I have to create report, I mean, it has made work so convenient, so ergonomic, right? And anything that you imagine, you can do with this, right? And it's all on single source of truth. So you have all the information at one place. Now, let's say if you have to import data in bulk, you also have information about loading the data, right? So, I mean, it is very vast, something that cannot be covered entirely if I go into the tiny nitty-gritties of the software. But overall, ServiceNow ITSM has revolutionized the IT space, the IT services management space in the organization. It automates workflows, right? So mostly more all of these settings come out of the box. You it's kind of plug and play, just to log in and then you're ready to go. But based on the organization, you may have your own customizations. So ServiceNow also helps you customize the environment, right? Any questions, anyone so far? Let me just have a quick look at the chat. Okay, I see something in here. Okay, so how to enroll for ServiceNow certification? Do we have company voucher for the same? Good if we, okay, good. Jump to the latest. Okay, so I see how to enroll for ServiceNow certification. Do we have company voucher for same? Good if we have session to expense our certification roadmap and prerequisites. All right, I think I can do that now. So ServiceNow certification credentials blueprint, right? I think I can, yeah. So let's say I go here. I'm going on first page and then I'm going to the learning. In the learning, if I go to the career journeys, right? So there are different paths you can take. You can be a ServiceNow certified admin. You can be an implementation specialist. You can be ServiceNow technical project manager, right? If I'm going to career journeys here, you will see more, different information about it. The learning section, they have vast resources in certain from ServiceNow University. So you can be a system admin, you can be an application developer, or you can be a platform owner. So starting, the entry point is from the system administrator, right? That's when you get to know about the tool. That's when you get to know about, okay, I think it wants me to first log in here. So I'll just pick this real quick. Meanwhile, in a nutshell, I'll tell you what happens is ServiceNow wants you to complete their course first so that you get a voucher. Most of these exams are voucher based. So after you get your voucher, you are eligible to then register for the certification exam. You can go to an examination center or you can do it at your home as well but you might need a webcam, an external webcam to do that. Okay, so let me quickly get this. Waiting for the code to arrive. All right, there it is. In fact, let me also copy this link for you so that, you just need to go to servicenow.com and then you have to go to learning, and that's when you land up to the more information about this certification. Um, due to the time crunch, I'll quickly give you what happens is you will complete either the instructor-led course of ServiceNow, uh, admin fundamentals, right? Or you will do an on-demand at your own pace, right? Um, this course, let's say if I'm taking it, okay. So if you go to this ServiceNow administrator, so these are all, they've also given a good, attraction about the salary, how much you get for these different roles. Let me just paste it in the chat for everyone. Yes, the validity for certification is 1 year, right? Then you have to go for a micro certification, and which is like a small certification on this to maintain your certification. So ServiceNow certifications are valid only 1 year, and then you have to continue to renew them every year, right? So let's say, so this gives you a path, right, to ServiceNow administration, right? This is where you get started with ServiceNow certification. So if I click on start, you can do this course 4 days, and then after you do that course, there will be some instructor-led course, or there'll be some on demand on the tool, right? After you complete your course, you get eligible for, so this is the course I was talking about, right? You need to enroll to it. There could be some fee to it if you're going for, okay, so this talks about the journey, right? Fundamentals. So you complete the course, the online course, and or you complete the course by instructor-led class. It's usually for like 3 days, instructor-led class, and then they'll give you a voucher, right? You get eligible for a voucher, and after you get the voucher, you go to Web Assessor. That's the place where you go for registering for your exam, right? Web Assessor, ServiceNow, right? And there you go about looking for the slot when the certification slot is available. You can do it at home or you can do it at the center, right? There is a certification fee which is additional, right? So voucher is only to be eligible to sit for the exam, showing that you've completed the course, the ServiceNow course, and then I think it's around 150 or 200. You can check. I can share those details later. I mean, if you want to know about what's the cost of it, and then you give the exam and you get certified, and yeah, it will be good for a year, and then you need to do a Delta exam or Delta mainline exam each year to pass it. I think there's going to be some nominal fee on that as well. I think we are on top of the hour. Let me know if there are any other questions. I hope this was a value add to your time and you got some information to get started about how you go about using ServiceNow. If you want us to help you with your journey with ServiceNow, you can connect with the Skillemme team, right? And great. I thank you everyone for your time. Wish you a lovely weekend.
Okay, thank you, Amit. Thank you for that insightful session. And thank you everyone for joining into today's session. I hope you gained a lot of insights and knowledge on the ServiceNow path. And hopefully, so we are coming up with more such sessions in the future. So we look forward to you guys tuning into these sessions. Thank you, Amit, once again for taking time out from your busy schedule. So I really appreciate it. So thanks a lot for that.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Good day.
Bye. Good day.